Okay, it's time to get a winch on the front of my new JL Recon. Let's get this Warn Zeon 10S installed into my factory Mopar steel bumper. Okay, to get started, let's remove this trim panel between the bumper and the front grille. It's held in place by these push-in fasteners that snap into both of the frame spars. Gently pry up on the center section, and this will allow you to pull these out. Next, locate your factory fog light wiring connector. It's located on the outside of the passenger side frame spar. Disconnect this. Next comes the fun part. Inside the bumper, locate the 8 bumper bolts, 4 on each side, and remove these nuts to get the bumper off. Okay, and here you see we have the bumper off, the winch laid out, and the Artec winch mounting plate, which I'm going to be using for this install. And here's the Artec winch mounting plate bolted in. This is a super solid piece, and I love the way it attaches to the factory mounting points. Here we have our winch set down on the new Artec plate. As you can see, it fits quite snugly in there. Time to bolt it up. I really like this mounting location because it keeps the winch low down between the frame spars and does not block any airflow to the engine. Here you can see the 4 mounting bolts that secure the winch to the mounting plate. And here you can see how the 10S uses every bit of available real estate between those frame rails. Now it's time to get our winch line installed onto the winch. Alright, I'll show you what we got here. We start the rope in here, and I'm pulling it through here. And what we want now is to be able to fit this key in right here. Okay. Once we begin to get that set, we want to pull this, and this has to go all the way flush with the spool. So I'm going to pull this around. Lock this out. And really see if we can put some pressure on it. Alright, we're almost there. See if we can get on it real hard now. There we go. All right, one more pull on that. Make sure that's set. Okay, good. Now, okay, there we go. This is what you're looking for setting the rope. Make sure that's flush with the spool. Now it's time to put the rest of the rope onto the spool. Don't forget to thread your winch line through the front bumper fairly before the next step. Alright, now, inside the bumper, locate the factory fog wiring harness. Unclip it where I'm showing you on both sides. This will need to be done so you can clearance the new winch plate as we reassemble the bumper. Okay, now it's time to get the bumper back on the Jeep. Let's reinstall those 8 nuts and get them tightened down nice and tight. Alright, now let's get some power run to the winch. We're simply going to connect the positive and negative leads from the winch directly to the battery. Okay, so we got our winch all wired in. I showed you how to get the winch line properly set up on the spool. Controllers plugged in, we're ready to go. So now we're going to start threading our winch line onto the spool. What we want to do is work it from, start out on the right side of the spool, and we want a nice tight line as we feed it through back and forth so everything spools in there nice and neat, nice and tight. Here we go. All we need to do is keep a little bit of tension on the rope. Keep your hand away so you don't get any fingers sucked in there, but go nice and slow, just like I say, a little bit of tension on there as we set that line on there. A little bit. This winch line covering is a little tricky to feed in there, but I'm just going to get that set in there and real nice. Alright, now we're down to our last little bit. Pull that up nice and snug. There it is. Okay, we're all done. I've got this Factor 55 Pro link on. I'm going to be switching out to the flat link here pretty soon, just waiting for that to come in, but there it is. Now we've got the winch line spooled on. We're all set. Let's go ahead and plug the controller and calling this installation done. There it is. Warn Zeon 10 set into my factory Mopar steel bumper. I love how nice and integrated this is. Again, we use the Artec winch plate. Love the design of that, 1/4 inch steel, made in the USA. Super solid, super well built. So finished it off with the Warn Epic fair leads. So anyways, there you go. There's our install. And here it is, all finished up with the Factor 55 E-Link installed. I love the Factor 55 products. Well made, well engineered, and they look great. What a way to finish this whole thing off. Remember the trim piece we removed in the beginning? That strip between the bumper and the grille? I saved that and I was able to do a custom fit on it, cutting it into 2 separate pieces. It made it up nicely with the top of the Zeon winch for a nice factory look. I like the way this turned out. I hope you've enjoyed this review. Please subscribe. We'd love to have you following along. Until next time, stay safe and we'll see you on the trails.